So I want to give you kind of two ways to think about people group. There are niches and there are subcultures. Niches, subcultures. Okay? And this is what you should be thinking. Do I have a niche or a subculture or both? And we're going to talk a little bit later about how to broaden our people group, but right now we want to shrink it down because most people think I can sell to anybody. So a subculture and a niche, they're kind of different. A niche really is like a niche market. If I were going to sell to the medical community, or if I were going to, like my son David here, who's on here, he sells to physical therapists is one of the businesses that he runs. He sells these stretching platforms that go to physical therapists. So David, that is a niche player out there, and you know those people, you study those people, and you see kind of who they're working with, and the people that they're running into. And what is the primary thing that you address with a stretching platform, David?
Well, that would be problems that occur, or pain, specifically pain that comes from running or walking. And so I'm really trying to narrow down to those specific problems.
Okay. Now, could the footboard be used for more things than that?
Absolutely. There's a variety, pages of things that it could be used for.
Okay. And I think when you and I first started talking about the footboard, your answer was, well, there's a million things. Do you remember
Right.
that conversation?
Right. Absolutely.
Okay. And so what we started doing is we started thinking, okay, but who's the most likely buyer? Who's the most likely buyer for this product? And we came down to people who run. Right? We talked about shin splints. Was there anything else besides what were the couple of major traumatic issues?
Shin splints, and then just basically tight calves, or ankles that are hurting, knees that hurt.
Okay. So and we started kind of brainstorming about things, these conditions and what they lead to. Painful running, not being able to run at all, a number of different things. And then we started thinking, okay, how do we reach that people group? Right? What stores do they go to? They go to running stores, shoe stores, sneaker specialized stores. They go see the physical therapy office, maybe a gym, like in the winter time. And so we started thinking, where can we put brochures that these people would go to? Now, Sarah does a lot of work with healthcare products, and in the healthcare world, Sarah, is it true that anyone could use essential oils or salves or something like that?
Yes.
Is anybody going to buy it, though?
No.
No, so you and I had some conversation about people groups, and we narrowed down to some different people. And what was the end result of that? Who's your market?
I am looking for the people who have gone the traditional medical route and have tried a lot of the things doctors just are trained to tell them to use, and didn't find answers, and are now looking to really understand what the root cause is and what the long-term lasting solutions will be.
Right. Okay. Good. Now, the person who asked this question sells soap that's like a healthy soap, a goat's milk soap. So they're probably on the line here somewhere. And I was telling Sarah a little while ago, we were having this conversation, and I said to her, 5 years ago, which in my business isn't that long ago, that's 10% of my age. If someone had said, I want to start a business selling soap, I probably would have said, well, that's kind of a commodity. And it is a commodity. However, I think it can be a really profitable business, because today I have a much greater understanding of how to take a commodity product, which I think is really more of a mindset than it is truly a commodity. It's not a commodity unless I make it one. Now, here's how it becomes a commodity. If Sarah takes her salve, let's say, and says, I'm going to sell it to anyone, or the person takes their goat's milk soap and says, I'm going to sell it to anyone, it's a commodity. You've got all the people that are selling. You've got all the companies out there that are selling Dove, Ivory, all natural soap, no additives or whatever. And then we've got Oil of Olay, and all these different soaps out there, and they're all sitting on the shelf. And now you're competing on what? You're competing on price, and now it's a commodity. But if I start to look at my people group and ask the question, who really would buy this and why? And I think we actually had some phone conversation, the guy who owns that business, about that earlier on, a couple months ago. And we're talking, and I asked him who really would buy your soap. And so we started talking about, well, I think it started out with, well, just about anybody can, and that's always the first answer. And then it's, well, is it more people with allergies? Is it people with rashes? And that was big. Eczema and so, or eczema, or whatever you say that. I'm not in that field. I could market something, but you got to tell me what the words are. So So when I start thinking that way, all of a sudden I'm focusing on really now not so much a niche, but a subculture. Okay, that's what Sarah has, is a subculture. So David's got a niche, medical community, physical therapists, runners, and Sarah's got to get rid of the chemicals that are in, like Vaseline, for instance. It's a petroleum product. Should I really put that on my skin? And of course, Sarah will come along and say, no, you shouldn't put that on your skin, right? You want to use this all natural product that's made out of plants and herbs and berries, and rub that all over your body. Cucumbers on your eyes and stuff. And I'm not making fun of you, Sarah, but that's a subculture. And when I start to focus my messaging on those people, they start to get it.